go. Infamous versus sotek. Game number 3. The last of the quarterfinal games. And it's down to the decider game. As it's 1-1. And we are on the final map. Death Row is here for us. sotek bringing it around the lovely 5th Blinde. Infamous bringing around 3rd US Armored. It's gonna be a hell of a match. And both of the games before went down to the 40-minute mark. The last game went down to the last seconds of the 40-minute mark for being decided. But Infamous got the clutch victory, got the CV in their last second, and now we are here to see if they can do it again. Really tough matchup as well. Like, both divisions have a lot of good stuff in them. So that should be quite nice. Infamous coming in here on the left side, sotek coming in on the right. And before we go in, let's have a look onto the bracket, as Infamous will hit Phoenix here in the semifinals. Or Infamous or sotek will hit Phoenix in the semifinals, whoever gets through there. Whilst the other side is Leifins versus Kamer, 2 of the favorites of the tournament hitting each other there, 2 of the top level ladder players there as well. Kamer, obviously the favorite to win it all, long time ranked number 1, a lot of championships under his rope, both in Steel Division and WARNO, and absolutely beast of a player. But all the other players here that are remaining, the other 4, all really scary as well. So let's see how it goes. Semifinal will be best of 5, so that's gonna be intense as well. And if you want to support these players and want to give them a bit of a monetary reward for what they're doing, you can do so via Matcherino, where you can help them out with direct or contribution via the contribute button up here, or by getting free money via the sponsor quests here on the side that you can do. For example, filling out a survey here, or submitting an email to BetterHelp, or just going over here and visiting some websites. That's the easiest thing, no commitment at all. You don't have to sign up for anything, you just have to click on the visit link here for Power A or for Lucid Sound. Visit the 2 websites on each, and you add 40 cents or 80 cents if you visit all 4 to the prize pool. If you add 80 cents and everyone else in the chat does so as well, it's easily another 30 bucks right now added to the prize pool. So yeah, would be an easy job here to get this prize pool over the 600 mark, the next stretch goal, which would force me to play 6 hours of TKS in a live stream. So if you want to see me suffer, guys, get that done now. And then if you want to see all the rules and stuff and all the other stuff about Steel Division League, Simulated Division Leagues, check out playsdl.com, our nice, lovely website where you can find all the information, the stream schedule, which you should really have an eye on right now, obviously the finals are coming up and so on. The finals should be on the weekend, 3rd and 4th of December. That's the current plan. Obviously, depends a bit on the players' schedules as well, as they are not full-time WARNO players just yet. But I mean, if we get the prize pools a bit higher, maybe they can be. Maybe they can be eventually. With that said, let's move on back into the game, and let's see what is getting set up here. As on the right side, a good amount of AMX 10s are coming around. No surprise there. AMX 10s still absolute beasts. 18 penetration, 4 frontal armor on the AMX 10 Supplient, 3 frontal armor, 16 penetration on the AMX 10 RC over here. That doesn't sound super scary. What makes them super scary though is the speed, the stealth, and the optics. The combination of these things down here with a really good gun is what is making these absolute beasts. They find enemy units easily, they can hide from enemy tanks, and even enemy infantry and so on. Like, stuff with good optics often doesn't see them before the AMX 10 can fire upon them. And they have good guns, so they can one-shot a lot of things as well with those. Especially if they get into side-shot positions, they even can murder tanks quite easily. Like even an M1A1, if it gets side-shotted by the AMX 10 Supplient, goes down really, really quickly. So you have to be careful around these. You have to be absolutely careful. Yeah, let me know who you think will win. There is, for all the Twitch viewers, there is gambling. You can gamble your channel points in a prediction once more way. Currently, all the points aren't sotek, but I think Infamous's deck can keep up. I think 3rd US has the tools as well. A lot of Apaches. The F-15s, the Bradleys nowadays, really, really strong as well. A good amount of M67 infantry and so on. So Infamous for sure has a solid deck in his hands as well. We saw a lot of bans on both of these divisions over the last couple of days. This time they got around it, so let's see how this goes. VAB 20/13 coming around. Subpers moving up as well. Over here, VAB 2030 plus Apilas coming around. Hey, Hippie, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Thanks for the 8-month support. Much appreciated. Getting us once more, one step closer to wearing that lovely, lovely uniform for the finals. As we are now up to 19 subs. Over here, ACAVs moving around, M150 coming in down here into the south as well. Whilst a lot of AMXs come in here too. This all can move forward nicely. Which scout will move in there? ITOs and Stingers, M67, yeah, military police. That's the perfect unit for that spot for sure. And yeah, a lot of scouts. So a lot of good amount of recon should be there. Hopefully they won't get sniped before they unload, but I think the unload positions here are good. I think those are sound unload positions from Infamous. Issue with the scouts of the Americans is they don't have any AT weapons. So the AMX-10s could fully ignore them and just roll over them. And they can't defend themselves. Like, even if the AMX-10 would move all the way up here and the scout is in here, it can't do anything about the AMX-10s. That's the biggest issue of the scouts in this division. Whilst all the other scouts at least have a low-end RPG 18 or so. These, the American ones, don't have anything. So that's a bit annoying. One CV here coming in on the side of Infamous. On the other side, no CVs whatsoever. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, 5 AMX 10s here. 5 of them. Okay, that's gonna be nasty. Military Police, M67, and Fireteam Law coming around as well. M1A1 moving in here. Military Police should get into a nice spot here too. In the north, more Military Police moving up. So let's see. Scouts moving up. AMX 10s. Trying to go into nice positions here all across. One in the south. Oh no, actually going in here. Where's the one in the north going? Wait, what? Okay, that should be changed. I don't think that's the path that sotek wants for it. I'm pretty certain that is not the path that sotek wants for it. But let's see if that changes. No, it doesn't. Ooh, that's a slip up. That's a major slip up. That most likely was supposed to go in here or so, sniping down this road. That means that these military police for sure will get into their building, as that MX-10 is going completely AWOL. So, Mirage 3E flying around, Chaprals moving up, scouts coming all around. Another scout coming in, Fireteam Law coming in from the rear. And yeah, 4 AMX-10s going pretty deep here in the center. But the scouts should be there in time to at least give you some intel about it. Ooh, Mirage already eating a miss. Oh, 3 Mirage 3s. Okay, it seems like sotek really expected a big Apache opener. But I mean, with the Mirage 3 on the other side, you have to know that this is what awaits your Apaches. So you should not buy any Apaches before you don't have enough F-15s to deal with this. MX-10s moving around. ITO coming up. Shouldn't move that deep. Should unload over here. Doesn't unload over there though. And that's the problem. That ITO is toast. Scouts got into their places. ITO doesn't get into its place though. M1A1 is moving up. Second ITO got into its position at least. M35 will get into its place as well. Chapral's moving up. M1A1 versus AMX-10. AMX-10 gets hit. Doesn't quite get killed though. Next one. doesn't quite get hit. Mirage coming around once more. Chapral's opening up fire on top of it. Don't quite get the hits though. Ah, 1 hit. 2 hit. Okay, first Mirage down. That's a good one. Bradley coming up. 2 AMX-10s now down. Apache and Ito did its job. Third one under heavy fire. The fourth one still back here. Fifth one down here. But 2 AMX-10s down. Bradley moving forward. M1 still alive. Really good trades here for Infamous. +2 situation. And if the AMX-10s don't do much, I would say third US has the way better late game. So if you let third US build up here, you have a really tough time as the French. You still have tools to deal with them. Like your AMX-30 tanks are not half bad. They can do a lot, especially if you can get them out in good numbers. Your infantry AT rockets are pretty decent. Your air power obviously is quite strong as well, and your AA is okay. But against the Apaches, F-15s, M1A1s, M1A1 HAs, all the Bradleys, you still are in a tough spot afterwards. Mirage gets one of the Apaches though, but the Chapral, this one is reloaded, and an F-15 is around. Okay, Mirage goes down, but one of the Apaches bites the dust. So, not sure if that's worth the Mirages at this point with the Apaches. Like, I think it's still a fair trade for Infamous, now the Apaches come in higher numbers. M1A1 sitting around here, another Bradley coming up. +2 for Infamous. Above 200 points already. And you always want to be ahead. And like, third US that is ahead in points is always a nice thing to play, as they are so strong on defense. You have so many good ATGMs, you have good tanks, you have solid defensive infantry, you have M67s and so on. Another AMX-10 bites the dust there, by the way, to the Bradley. So the AMX-10's down to only 2 on the battlefield right now. One of them heavily damaged. So this is a terrible, terrible situation for sotek here on the front line. Sapeurs under heavy fire as well. Yet heavily hit here by the M1A1 Abrams. ACAF hitting the Grenadier Voltigeurs in the south. Fireteam Law sitting around. Grenadier Voltigeurs under fire. VAB T20 13 moving around. Bradley moving to the front line, and that's +2 here for Infamous is really good. Bradley moving into the center. And this was a nice start for Infamous. First CV coming in for sotek will stop the tick. Infamous up to around 300 points. That's another Bradley moves up. AMX-10s really not doing their job. Milan under fire by the Bradley. Bradley doesn't want to risk it though. Popped up a smoke, but now can use the smoke to shoot and go back into it. Not really doing that though. Okay, now moving back. Ooh, last second actually. Gets 2 shots out. Milan has to disengage there now, down to 1 hit point. If the M1A1 gets another shot, could die. AMX-10 here has to disengage away from the ATGM. F-15 is around for the Jaguar HE. HE Jaguar gets through though. F-15 not really coming around in time, it seems. Jaguar should be able to get out. Yeah, no, F-15 takes too long to come around here, I think. Doesn't have any missiles anymore anyways. Must have gotten a kill with those though. Not quite sure on to what, but the Jaguar HE at least gets out. No ground AA whatsoever on the side of sotek, by the way. As M150 gets a kill with the TOW against the VAB over here. The 20mm trying to kill off the scouts here, but the M150 with its TOW doing a really, really good job. ACAF moving forward as well. And this is really looking bleak here for sotek. Infamous getting all the trades right now. Infamous really getting all the trades right now. Well, it's the Dragon 2 moves around. ATGM versus VAB T20. Not quite connecting. Smoke off afterwards, so gets away. No other ATGMs will fly on top of this. But another Bradley already around. Mortar, as always from Infamous. This time a self-propelled one. So it can't get easily counter-batteried. Well, it's the ACAF is helping out against Grenadier Voltigeurs that are stuck out in the open. Mirage 200 coming around for some strafing with 30mm. Has to be careful though. It's a fast plane, that's helpful. It's a really fast plane actually. But F-15s can still intercept it on its curve. before it gets out. And if Infamous gets enough F-15s, the time for the French air power will become quite painful. 3 CVs on the way for sotek now. Sotek tries to break the situation up, but Infamous currently on a +3. Will go up to something like 400 points there, maybe even a bit higher. Fireteam Lore under fire by the Mirage. Mirage 3, not quite as fast, but has the same good gun. F-15 trying to come around, trying to get the kill there. Has to be somewhat careful as there could be more fighters back here. I don't know if you really want to go that deep, but... no. Doesn't quite get the kill into the Mirage. Mirage will be out for a while though. Another CV coming up here for Infamous. And yeah, you want to get as many F-15s as possible right now to win the air fight. If the French fighters strafing annoyance can be quite annoying. Or you kind of want to have a couple of Stingers and Chaparrals around, I guess that could do the job as well. And then 1 or 2 F-15s. But you want to be able to shoot down the Mirages often enough that they ain't cost efficient anymore with their runs. Meanwhile, CV's coming in here for sotek. Next CV coming in down here. Will get a bit of a take for sotek, but not too many. Maybe we'll get 20 points or so. No, less. So Infamous's advantage will still be around 400 points. And that's really nice as 3rd US. Having the point advantage as 3rd US always feels so good. As that, meaning that the enemy has to push into you is a nice feeling. Bradley dealing with the Grenadier Voltageers over here. Trying to do the job. AMX-10RC moving around once more. Apache rocket moving up. There's a Roland 2 up here. That can potentially do a good amount of damage to the Apache. Not killing it with 1 salvo though. It only deals 5 damage per shot. Only has 5 damage on its missiles, but only deals 4 damage per shot to the Apache with its 1 frontal armor. So, doesn't quite get the kill there. EAB being annoying around here. That could get the snipe on the CV. Whilst a lot more infantry comes in from the south for sotek. That seems to be the new play. And that makes absolute sense as the center is in absolute shambles right now for sotek. No way sotek is going to push here. Infamous could potentially push, but he obviously doesn't quite know how weak sotek is around here. Like, the 2 Bradleys and the 2 M1A1s could just roll everything down in the center here right now. And there's a lot more support around for them than just that. So, it's not a nice place for sotek whatsoever there. But Infamous is a bit reluctant to play so. F-15 now around on the battlefield. Alouette scout helicopter coming in. Fireteam Law. Cheap infantry. Not coming in on Bradley. That's a bit of a surprise. Stingers coming in though. And those will be helpful against the Alouette. Alouette only having 4 hit points, so would get one-shotted by this. BAB trying to get into a nasty spot. That could be quite helpful. Fireteam Law and Bradley coming in the north. More engineered dragons and an M1A1 moving up as well. Whilst the engineer, the Grenadier Voltageers over here get hit. Mirage tries to get the Apache. Apache does go down in time though. And the Mirage gets hit by a Stinger. Does take 5 damage. Will be out for a while. If it even leaves the battlefield. It doesn't leave the battlefield right now. Ooh, that might end badly with the F-15 still around. F-15 now out for the hunt. Mirage gets the kill on the helicopter, but gets killed off right after. Does a bit of damage to the F-15 as well, but the Mirage 200 is more expensive than the helicopter. So, yeah, you stopped Apaches from being around, but you're not doing so cost efficiently. And at the same time, the Engineer Dragons also and Fireteam Law get the kill onto the VAB over here. So the MUD does survive. No CV in here for sotek. No advantage. Still a CV in here for Infamous. So still 400 points and no tick so far. CV coming up for sotek now. But not enough infantry really to get that in there safely. Apache moving up as well. As we have another Mirage cluster coming in. It will try to kill off the Bradley. There's a good amount of AA here though. But the Stinger went down. So it's actually only down to the Chaparrals in the end. F-15, not around just yet. The Chaparral gets a hit in. F-15's not around again. So yeah, Cluster Bomber did its job. Will be out for a while though. And Bradley is only 60 points, so it's not super painful to lose them. M1A1 would be a different story. Escort PC moving forward. And whilst M151 sitting around over here, Bradley does a nice smoke off. AMX 30B2 moving forward. Bradley trying to get an ATGM into them. M1A1 could move forward to deal with them as well. The AMXs have okay damage, but nothing super scary. ATGM coming around. Well, if they get close enough, obviously it becomes scary. Dragon does 2 damage there. Bradley doesn't want to get shot here. M1A1, yeah, no, that's not quite the engagement you want there with the Bradley M1A1. That's a bit too close for comfort. Doesn't get a shot out. What? Now gets a shot out, but that means that the AMX-30 gets another one out. Does miss though. Okay, first AMX-30 is down, but M1A1 is relatively low and still has a bit more to do. Gets the kill on the second one though. Ooh, and the Thunderbolt gets the AMX-10, gets maybe the AMX-13 as well. No, AMX-13 survives for now. Thunderbolt does not take too much damage there though. Might take 5 damage in the end. M1A1 now can move forward. Currently, Voltageers can be overwhelmed. sotek in a lot of trouble in the north now. Losing all the tanks. The Thunderbolt coming in nicely. M1A1 still alive. And the southern situation is not great either. M1A1 gets the AMX-13. Will we see more more AMX-30B2s with their kinetic shot? The B1 are the heat ones. Thunderbolt does disengage. Escort PC moving forward. Those are just a couple of farmers, guys. And there is still the Apache around here. Roland 2 is a bit scary, but the Apache is a nice spot, tucked down. Bradley attacking the Grenadier Voltageers over here. M1A1 helping out against it as well. Nice stun. And the escorts move in here. They're gonna die. Big push on the south. That's the cost efficiency of the French. They are a bit similar to 7th Panzer in that regard. Like, they have a solid cost efficiency stats all around with stuff like this. In a different manner, but like they have the VRB 20mm, they have the AMX 30B2s, which are somewhat similar to T-72s. A bit of a different, like, they are faster but less armored. And they have better accuracy on them when standing still, but really shitty one in motion and so on. So it's not quite the same, but it's somewhat similar in the price category and so on. Ooh, actually getting a snipe here now onto the Apache. Yes, the Apache did land and not just go low. Bit of a mistake there in my eyes. And that might allow sotek actually to push pretty heavily in here. But at the same time, Infamous could just roll over this whole section in the north. Bradley's and M1's moving to the south. Just moving through the center could be better maybe. For now it's a +2 for sotek. Engineered Dragon gets the VAB 20. Sapper moving forward. Infantry has to be careful. Bradley is around. AMX A10 is around. Gets hit by the Roland 2 once. Gets hit by the Roland 2 twice. Needs to be a bit careful now. As the AMX 30 needs to be careful as well though. Thunderbolt gets an ATGM out. Gets the kill there. And that's both of the AMX 30s down. One did a gun duel with the M1A1. Did lose there. The Roland 2 gets another shot out. Does miss. Second shot. Gets the hit though. Gets the kill. So the AMX-10 at least is down. Ooh, nearly crashes into the mud there. But not quite. And the Bradleys now don't have any opposition here. So their Bushmasters can go ham onto the infantry. More scouts coming around. The Mud maybe should disengage further. Mirage trying to come around. Is the F-15 coming around on the other side? No, not in time. CV in the center. Now protected by a couple of AMX-30 B2s again. Another AMX-10 coming around as well. M1A1 is repaired though. Another one moving over the open. A good amount of Bradleys all over the place as well. Mortar coming in with some smoke shells. Whilst the AKF is moving forward. Jaguar ATGM coming onto the battlefield. Chaparral not reloaded. The Jaguar this time around might go down to the Eagle. Ah, Eagle is flying weirdly. Eating a shot from the Roland, but this is it. As sotek taps out and Infamous wins game number 3. As he was in a really, really good spot. sotek's last attempt there in the south not working out. GGVP. Infamous will get spot number 3 and number 4 in the semifinals of WARNO League Season 0. And that should be a hot couple of matchups there in best of 5 format. GGVP. Really looking forward. All of these 4 players now in the prize money. The lowest of them in the end will get 55 points. $55. Dolaroos. 55 real life points. And the winner already would get 277. But if you think they're worth more and you have a couple of seconds of free time, guys, you can increase that via Matcherino. Via the links here. But yeah, GGVP, 2 Infamous. Really good game. MX10 doing well. Sapers doing a good job here as well. But the MX10s not doing as well as they needed to do at the beginning. The M1A1 getting one of them at the beginning, and then the Ito getting the other in the center. Those 2 kills really important. The Mirage getting shot down quite a bit as well. 2 Jaguar HE and a Mirage E. The Eagle doing its job. Never getting shut down. Good micro on the Eagle in general. Getting them in at the right times. The MX-30's not doing super well either. Never getting onto shooting on Bradleys or infantry too much. But the M1A1s caught them quite often. The M1A1's surviving as well. So yeah, that was a bit rough. And sotek does surrender here in the end. So well played by Infamous. Really deserved victory here. Really good plays throughout the... really well played all around the group stage. And now a nice clutch game. Like, was super close to elimination. Game number 1, sotek in clean fashion. Game number 2, Infamous really close to defeat, but got the W there in the end. And now gets the win here as well. So GGVP, really well done. Really, really well done. And I'm looking forward to all the semifinals. Those should be really, really hot. Best of 5 from here on out for the semifinals and finals. So I hope you're just as hyped as I am for all of these. A lot of games coming our way. At least 3 in each of these. And up to 5. And yeah, that's it with Division 1 for now. And now we're gonna have a look into Division 2 again. As there's a couple of outstanding games that we haven't covered there just yet. DK Actual versus Ajor and Matrine versus Genra. Gonna start with Genra versus Matrine in the lower end. That's the game we're gonna cover in 5 minutes. So don't run away, guys. More competitive WARNO coming your way in a couple of minutes. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the follows. If you haven't followed yet, maybe follow now, so you don't miss out when we're live next time. And oh boy, I'm really hyped for the semifinals.